Hello everyone, welcome to our Angular from Scratch series. So today we will be discussing about the Angular components. An Angular component controls a section of UI. It encapsulates your HTML template, your logic which is in TypeScript, and your styling either in CSS or SCSS into one reusable unit. Okay. Each Angular application provides you a root component. So it's called app component. So let's move ahead to our VS Code. And this is our app that we created. And this is the root component which Angular created for us, the app component. So the first thing to which makes a component is @component annotation. That define it is a Angular component. And we import it from Angular core. So this component contains some metadata like selector. And what is selector? So selector is a unique HTML tag for your component that is used to render your component on UI. So if you see inside HTML index.html file, Angular added this app component for us, and then it gets rendered onto the UI. Similarly, we'll be using our component as well when we create our own component. The second one is standalone. This is introduced from Angular 17, where the standalone component concept came. This component can run without any module as well. So I will explain this standalone and non-standalone component separately in some other video. Okay, so the next one is imports, where you import your dependencies, and then we have templateUrl, where we mention path of our HTML file. So for our app component, this is the HTML file which is added by Angular, and then we have the styleUrl to define our CSS file path. And you can also create constructor in your component file. Angular do not create it by default, but you can create it to inject your services and other components as well. So let's move ahead and create our first component. We'll be creating it inside the app folder, and the command is ng generate gc and the name. Okay, or we can type ng generate component and then name. So this is same. This is the previous one was the shorthand, and this one is the complete command. So I will hit ng generate first component and then hit enter. Okay, well, I'm getting this. Okay, I'm not inside app folder, I think. Okay, now it should work. Okay. Okay. Oh yes, my npm is not set in the terminal. Okay. It should work now. Yes, now the component is generated. You can see that all I have all these 4 files created by Angular. Let's check them one by one. We have HTML, we have CSS file, and we have spec file. So this one is used to write the test cases for our component, and the last one is our main component file where we'll be writing the logic. So in our component we have the selector. We can change it as well, like only first component XYZ, and we have standalone, which is introduced with Java 17. As I told you, import is also with Java 17, where we import our dependency. So let's move ahead and include our new component in the app component and render it on UI. So let's change the HTML like my first component that is created by me, save it, and then let's copy our HTML selector. Okay, so before adding selector, let me run the app. So you can see there is no new component or HTML added yet. Now I will go and copy my selector and add it inside the app component HTML. Now you can see it's giving an error saying verify that it's an Angular component. Basically, it's not able to verify it. We have added it inside app component HTML, but we have not included it inside the app component imports. So let me import it. I have to import it. So now the error is gone, and let me check the UI now. See, my first component works and my new added HTML is also present here. Cool. Okay, so now let's move ahead to the Angular data bindings. So this is the another important topic. So Angular has four main types of binding: interpolation, property binding, event binding, and two-way binding. So we'll understand them one by one. Okay, with an example. So the first one is interpolation. So it is denoted with this double curly braces. We can add it inside any HTML tag. So if I create a variable and I provide this variable inside the double curly braces on the UI, you'll see the value is populated. Okay. Now, if we change this variable value to anything else, then it will also reflect on UI. So that's how interpolation works. Okay. So the second one is property binding. So let me take an example of image tag. So if I add an image and let me take src property, and you can see we have a different input properties which we can use for the bindings, but I am using src here and I need a variable here. Okay, so let me go to HTML and I have this image URL that I have added to a variable. I can use this variable here. Okay, now I will save it and it should render the, yeah, it is rendering the image on the UI. Okay. So let me try it with another example. Let me take a div with let me take a input property as area placeholder. Yeah, let me take an input inside which I'll be providing it. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure if this is a valid placeholder. Yeah, it's not reflecting the value. Okay, nope. I think this is not the correct uh, attribute. I think it should be just the placeholder, I think. Let me change it. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the placeholder. So yeah, this way you can add the placeholder attribute also. with your input binding. Okay, and you can assign a variable to it. Yeah, so that's how the property binding works. So let's move ahead to the next example, event binding. So for event binding, let me create a example for you. Like, we have taken a div, and this is the bracket. Okay, so this bracket denotes the event binding. Okay, and if we can provide any event name inside it, like I'm providing click here. Okay, and then you can bind it to some method, like on this event, which method you want to execute. Okay, so I'm using onClick, and I'm creating this onClick inside my component. Yeah, so I've created this onClick method, and let me just write an alert statement inside it. Button clicked. Okay, so I have done this event binding. So okay, why it's not visible? Everything looks fine. I think let me try some styling. I think it's created the div. It created the div, but it's not visible on UI yet. Let me, okay, color is also not working. Let me provide some display to it. Okay, it's still not visible. Okay, let me inspect it if this element is added or not yet. Okay. Yeah, the element is added, I think, but the visibility maybe is okay. Okay, let me give some border to it. Yeah, so you can see the div is already created, but it was not visible. Let me click on it. Yeah, so you can see the button click event is triggered on this div click. So that's how we done the event binding. Let me do it with a simple button, so it will be visible on UI. I don't need this styling. Okay. Let me name it my test button. Okay, so now you can see we have this button, and when I click on it, yeah, on my click event the method should run. Yeah, so button is clicked. So that's how you do the event binding. So on the click of it, I am just invoking one on click method. So the last one is two-way binding. So the two-way binding in Angular works in a way that you can print the value from the component to the HTML, and from HTML also the value can be populated to the component. So it's a two-way binding. So let me take an example. We use ngModel for two-way binding. Okay, so okay, can't bind. Yeah, so for the ngModel is, it's a part of the forms module. So we will have to import it uh, inside our component forms module. Yep. So now you can see the error is gone. Now inside this ngModule, I need to provide one variable. So let me use the same variable that I have printed here, test variable. This is one-way binding. Okay, which is just printing the component value in HTML. But here we are doing the two-way binding, so I'll show you. Yeah, so inside this you can see this same value that we are picking from the component is rendered here. Now you will see it's two-way binding. So if I change on the UI itself, it will also reflect here. Okay, so it will change the variable value as well. Okay, so now let me change it. Okay, I am changing at both places. So you can see it's changing at both places. So this is two-way binding. Isn't it cool? Yeah. So that's how two-way binding works in Angular. So basically this ngModel denotes the two-way binding. Okay, so basically this ngModel does everything. So we have this normal brackets inside, which is for event, okay, which do the event part, changing the variable from HTML to the component, and the outer one is the square bracket, which is the property binding. Okay, so it's a combination of both. So that's how the two-way binding works in Angular. So that was all about the Angular components, and in the next video we'll be discussing about the Angular lifecycle hooks. So till then, keep practicing and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.